Hello, welcome back or welcome to the channel. We're just doing a case study with the Lenormand cards here. What is this? This is the Akashic Eye deck. I really like this deck. Anyhow and anyway, what was I going to say? That rhymes. That's not what I was going to say. I just like when things rhyme. I don't know, whatever. Oh, I know. We're setting intentions, okay? Because there is a wizard and a witch for, and that's what I want to set the intention for. So when it comes out, I'm reading it correctly. So the witch is going to be you, whether you are male or female. And the wizard is going to be for either a love interest or just somebody close to you or your future love interest. It's somebody very close to you, we'll say. And again, just because it's a wizard doesn't mean that this that the person can't be a female, right? It just speaks of a significant other, really. But for you, the video watcher, the witch will represent you and the wizard will represent somebody close to you, if they should happen to come up. Let's just dive right in. It was a really long opening, I feel like. Let's get into the cards. All right. I love to start with the middle. Ooh, alignment. All right. So that's cool. This energy, or I was going to say this reading is going to be about alignment, things coming into alignment. And really, alignment's just about getting being clear on what it is that you want, and then allowing your thoughts and your actions to follow that. All right, let's see. This is so funny. This in part kind of came out with a different reading I did earlier. So I would say previous to this alignment, you were really confused. There was a lot of confusion that's led to the point that you're at now. If you're seeing this and you are still confused, I would say that is going to be what's coming in. Alignment is what's coming in. And also the reason that you would be confused is because your actions, thoughts, beliefs kind of go hand in hand, are not working towards the same thing, which is causing kind of chaos and confusion. Good news. This is so cool. All of these cards came out earlier in a different reading where the camera kind of just shut off at me, and I was like, well, that stinks, because I was really liking where that reading was going, and I didn't really want to restart it either, because I don't know, I guess it felt fake or something if I like restarted it with what I already had and not pulled it like randomly as we're talking, whatever. But anyway, okay, cool. The alignment. So we have this confusion, we got aligned, and then the bear pops its head out. And this is about you being very, very strong. Like, you think of a bear, think of a mama bear. It's not necessarily like saying you're protecting, although you could be, well, actually, I lied. That is what's coming through, is that you are a mama bear to your alignment. So the things that are not in alignment with you, you're like, heck no. So that is what is coming in or has already come in for you. So there was a sense of confusion. I'd say there got some clarity, and this really, really fortified your strength, really. All right, let's see what is affecting the alignment. There was something, I already kind of saw this with the clouds, right? There was something that was just slowly eating away at you constantly. And this required you to be very, very clear and to get very clear as to why this is eating away at you. And really just examining that whole, like, kind of what I'm seeing now in my mind's eye is like mapping out what is eating at you, why it's eating at you, and what is the solution to that, right? Because what I'm getting here is you may have been just spinning your wheels about something's wrong. Like the focus point was that there was something wrong. And this kept, and there was, and it seems like the focus point was confusion. And that is, that's what caused the confusion. Or pardon, that's what caused this like kind of eating away. And yeah, I mean, it also caused the confusion, but I would also say like eating away at your energy. Because when you're constantly and continually thinking about something, it's really hard to be in like your power, because you're, I don't know how to say it. It's like, that's not where your focus is. Let's see what you're standing on. Ooh, yes. Listen, this, you, the person that I'm speaking to in this, you have done something very, very powerful with just a little move. And I am starting to think it has to do with a mindset. It has to do with, again, it is a mindset when you decide what I'm going after, and then you align your actions and your beliefs to that. Okay, what do I need? Like, this is the thing I think most people won't ask. What do I need to believe in order to allow me to receive this with ease, grace, and flow? And that little move, that little pawn took out the king or took out this major problem. So that's what you've been sitting on. That is awesome news. So again, if this isn't your situation, then I would take into consideration what I am telling you. If you find yourself confused and you find that your energy is depleted because you continually worry about something, there's a little move that you can make that will enable you to tremendously feel vitality and strength. Like elevate your vitality and strength. All right, let's see. Where did this begin? Yeah, it's interesting because we have revelation. Wanting, I love that this was sitting right on top of it. Right? It's the sun is wanting to come in through the clouds. And that is where this journey, it seems like, is beginning. Like, I need to get clear on basically why. This almost feels like getting clear on why you don't have energy to do things, or why you're depleted. It could even be like why I haven't reached a goal. And so it begins with like, I need to understand why. Also because this is in the position where I use the element of air, I would say that I'd never noticed that there was a rainbow around this before. So yeah, with that especially, it's like the transition, there's something within your mindset that needs to transition, right? We're talking about a rainbow as like the beauty after a storm, so to speak. So with that being said, it's like your mind needed to get clear about this storm that you felt like you were in. And to be clear about like what was eating away at you too. I want to go to the action. I don't normally do that, but I want this card. Hold on. Oh, we'll go, okay. Interesting that we have the wizard that did end up coming out, which is, we already set the intention at the beginning that if this card came out, it would mean that this was somebody pertinent in your life. Now, it can be a man. It could also be a woman. This is a significant person. It is typically like a love interest. Doesn't necessarily have to be. It's the strongest, I would say would resemble the strongest connection that you have in your life right now. Now, with that said, and this is in the water element. So I would say that there's part of what has caused confusion for you may be the information that you're getting. Like, this is reminding me of information, or just getting, we'll just say it like that, that somebody significant to you has affected that your ability to see clearly, because it's this person's alignment or this person's belief and not yours. And I do believe that is what the confusion has sat upon. So what I'm seeing for you is, well, it's not necessarily what I'm seeing for you, okay? This is more, it feels guidance that's actually coming through with this. It's not trying to change this person's beliefs. It's just understanding that what they believe to be true may be true for them. They'll see evidence of that in the world. That's how our reticular activating system works. Our brains are amazing that way. But I think that part of that is this person's was causing you confusion. And again, because this is in the water element, the confusion, like, they may bring up a lot of emotions in you, and those emotions cause confusion and may even lead you to, well, yeah, it's like, let's see, how would I think it's like what they're doing eats away at you and throws you out of alignment. And I'm seeing this as like causing you to do actions that you wouldn't normally do. Here's the thing, but right next to that, we had the pawn. So what that tells me is this little move of you just understanding and letting this person's beliefs be their beliefs without you allowing that to be yours, having a strong boundary around that. That is what changes everything. This is what gives you that that vitality, that strength. So it's not making this person a bad person at all. It's just saying that they kind of throw your emotions off. Okay, they affect your emotions, and that seems to confuse you. I would say confuse your energy, right? So your goals, beliefs, and everything else kind of gets chaotic. All right, let's see this would be the fire element. We have cactus. That's interesting. I find that very interesting. Let's see. So we're talking about, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that makes perfect sense. And it's mirroring. Yeah. This is kind of what we were talking about before. Like, not allowing other people's influence. Like, if this person the significant person in your life wants to say what they want to say, let them. And then with the cactus, this is the feeling of, not absorbing what this person says, like kind of taking it is like, almost like they're speaking to you in a different language. It's almost like, okay, are you done yet? It's like being, I know it sounds weird, but it's like being very cold and unaffected. It's like the opposite of empathy when you're around other people. And so this being the fire element, this seems like your actions need to be in response to, not a reaction of. And I'm seeing that. I mean, like, that's what this is showing. And I think this is part of that alignment that we're talking about, right? Is that if you, it's like you don't, okay, so this is what's coming through. Other people don't have to believe what you believe to make it correct. And if you're trying to make somebody else do that, it's an indication that you don't necessarily believe it because you're trying so hard, right? It's almost like, I have this wonderful gift to tell you that you get to, you know, believe anything is possible, or what you believe becomes your reality. And if some people want to take that as a gift that it is, to help them use their neural ways, like their reticular activating system in your brain, or to actually utilize your body in a way to make that belief work for you, to make you see things differently. The reticular activating system in our brain is responsible for beliefs and like memories, right? So if this happens, that means this. And it's like, if this is what we truly believe, the reticular activating system is going to filter your reality through that. If you think of it for short, RAS, it's the lens that you filter things through. So with this, it's not being moved. And this is how you stay in your power, by the way. This is what I'm saying. You stay in your power by allowing other people to have their beliefs. It's not to say that you can't say something like, you know, if that's what you believe, then that's what you're going to see. But it's not trying to make them see it a different way. It's allowing them to be curious when you say things like that, is what I'm getting at. And then lastly, we have the physical, the earth element here. And this is what I'm feeling, like a purification, a cleansing of energy. And it does feel like it's so interesting, because the outside element seems like it's this person in your life that has kind of caused some of these things. When I say caused, it's ships do not sink from the water that is around them. They sink from the water that is in them, right? That's how ships sink. This is the same essence of, yes, the person around you can throw you off because of what they say and what they do. You have to decide to let that in. You have to decide that you're going to allow their energy to do that. Or you can choose, when this person does this, I'm going to do this. And that's what I'm kind of seeing here, is that there's like a plan with that. I'm going to stay in my alignment. And that is, I feel like, where that clarity is going to come in for you, is like that I'm going to stay in my alignment. So when these outside forces or energies come in, I'm clearing that energy. And this is like this was the final card. This is the earth element energy. So it's telling me that this is what's coming in. But again, everything that I said, it requires that, right? It requires that you see things clearly, you take responsibility for your own thoughts and actions, and not allow an outside influence to throw you into confusion. Or really, you know, outside influences may confuse you, but the focus or the key is you coming back to yourself and you coming back to your own alignment. How do I want to react to this that allows me to stay in my own peace? Alrighty. And you have the strength to do it. Again, with that bear, I keep coming back to this. And again, with the, you know, the cactus is sitting right over that. Like, no, you have the strength. You're going to endure whatever this person says or whatever their beliefs are, or, you know, even food's coming. Like maybe they don't eat well and it's throwing you off. It's not, you are going to be influenced by them. So my thing is there's two solutions there. It's either you get rid of the person. That might be a really lonely life if you get rid of everybody who throws your energy off. I'm not saying like you do need to use your discernment and you do need to have boundaries, but I'm saying, if this significant person is really this significant in your life, then this is more about you getting in tune with yourself and not being so reactive to the environment around you. All right, this was longer than I anticipated this being, but this was fun. Let me know how this works for you in the comments. Let me know in the comments who this might be for you. I'm really curious, because I will say this, there are times with readings where, and it would make sense too, right? Because you're part of this energy, right? Where I feel like sometimes the energy within the cards is also reminiscent of what's going on within my own reality. And this is something pretty significant that kind of occurred with me. And it is the same thing. My husband would be this person. And his energy does throw me off, but it also makes me stronger, because he throws me off, but then I have to get back to this, okay, what do I really believe? What do I really know to be true? And I get to come back to the bear and come back to my own strength. And I love this because it allows, my husband is like really happy-go-lucky, and, you know, he's a big kid. I think that's a lot of people. And I love that about him because I like that energy of playfulness and being a kid. 22:22 was on the clock when I said that. Which is that, oh my God. Oh, grandpa. That's my grandpa coming through right there. Yeah. 22 is, and then we have the doubles as my, is definitely a message for my grandpa. And he is that energy. He is the most playful. Like when I would ask my grandpa how he feels, he would say with his hands. He would say things like, you can go in the water, but you can't get wet. Like he was just this really playful kid. Anyway, I say that because, you know, there's a time and a place for all that. And I love that is my husband, because he reminds me more to have fun. But we also know that there's the adult part of us is like, yes, we do want to have fun, but like there are things that need to get taken care of and, you know, whatever. And so there are times where I'm too much of the adult, and I feel like that's where he needs to rein me in and almost help me get back into alignment with my kid self. But what's interesting is that's not how it feels when I'm in that moment. It feels like, can you just stop being a kid and can you get serious or whatever? And it's like, oh, no, okay. Now I'm the one that needs to loosen up and remember that life isn't that serious and we don't make it out alive, and to have some fun. Now, I'm not saying, like, of course, I do think that there needs to be, and just like this card, right, there needs to be balance. And it's funny, too, because my husband is a fire sign, and I'm a water sign. So this just really reminds me of finding and having that balance. And it is, like, I think that's, too, part of this, you guys, is, like, it's really good with the partner to have somebody who does offset you, who does, like, if you lean, like, I'm a water sign, so I lean more this way. So it's nice to have someone to kind of get you back into balance. At the same time, that can feel really off. So I do understand that component of it anyway. But I have to say, the way that my life unfolds is typically when I'm getting very angry about something or confused about something in regard to somebody else, it's typically a reflection of, or rather a projection of what's going on with me. And there's something I need to figure out within myself. And that likely is the case for you. Especially if you're still here and watch the end of this. So I'd love to know who this significant person is for you. If it's the hubs, the partner, a friend, whatever it may be. And until the next time.